Hey, what's up, everybody? It is I, the only one, be back with another video. Hope everybody's staying safe, doing well, taking care of yourself. Um, Today is gonna be more of a serious topic, like an actual very serious video. I'm sure you already read by the title and also saw the thumbnails. Uh, I've been thinking to myself on whether I should make this video or not, and I figured why not and just do it already before it's too late. And also, so that way you all guys don't end up like me, especially for those who are younger ones out there. um Today I'm going to explain to y'all how I, the only genuine be, as it says in my your username, how I wasted my tens. So pretty much how I wasted my tens from the age of 10 to 19, and also how much I regret it, and how much I really want to go back and be able to relive my past. And that also counts to my teen years as well, like how I wasted my 10th and also how I wasted my teenage years. So, but before I get into that, or before I tell you how I wasted it, I'm gonna give you a little story side to it so y'all can understand how I wasted it, a little bit about my life. So I was diagnosed with autism as a little kid, younger, when I was about 3 or 4 years old, and I was also diagnosed with anxiety. But the thing was that growing up, um, anxiety wasn't really affecting me, mostly because people, like, I wasn't really scared of people, and also back then, you know, not really much bad things happened. There was no social media, there was no um, violence going on. Like, everything was all smooth, was all calm, and that's how, like, all that stuff that I have right now, it just triggers my anxiety. However, though, with autism, it was affecting me. I couldn't talk, I couldn't communicate correctly, I couldn't act right, and I was able to move, I was able to keep going, meaning that I was able to proceed on what I'm doing with school, with going to public. The anxiety wasn't really attacking me back then. So yeah, just to give you a little heads up about how I wasted my tens, is basically anxiety and autism, and that's a bad combination. And what's really sad is that there's no cure for those two. uh, I really wish there was, but unfortunately there isn't. Anyway, that's a little side story about me on how I wasted it, so hopefully you can understand. And now I guess I'll tell you the story on how it wasted it all my years in middle school, in high school, and also how I wasn't able to achieve my dreams and goals at that time in my teens. 10 years ago, well, almost 10 years ago, I turned 10, and it was just, just a great, it was just a great feeling moment where you're about to enter in your tens, where you're gonna experience in your teenage years and be able to do things, on your own, growing up. And also that's where you'll start to face, bigger, newer challenge, with school, with handling things on your own. And yeah, I was looking forward to it. However, though, as soon as I turned 11 years old, and as soon as I graduated 5th grade, I finished elementary school, and when I started middle school, that's where everything went downhill for me. That's where I first encountered my anxiety. That's where my anxiety has been turned on, and that's how it's starting to affect me, and that's how it's ruined my life, and how it ruined my goals and my dreams to this day. Now, before I get on with the story, other people, they have anxiety too, and they also have autism. But the thing is that most people, they were able to, not everybody is born the same as we all were. Some people are born and also built different, and a lot of people, they were able to handle with anxiety and with autism pretty well. Like they were still able to do things like I couldn't do, um, and I mean, I sometimes get a little jealous, but at the same time, I also learn from my mistakes on how I couldn't be able to do that, but they can. I'm sorry if I'm struggling. It's just that it's sort of, right now I'm a little nervous on talking because that's the thing. Every time when I talk in front of the camera with y'all, I just get nervous and I just don't really know how to go along with the story. But anyways, yeah, not everybody is built the same as we all hope. Like we're all born different, and there are people with anxiety and autism, but at least some that are able to handle. And there are some people with bad autism, like level 3, where they can't communicate, where they can't, do stuff like we can. And I'm glad that I'm only on spectrum, but still, I don't feel like I have spectrum because literally I was scared, and literally I just can't really communicate, act right. Like right now, I'm talking perfectly normal, but the thing is that I I control my autism, so, and it's not really easy because when I control it, I just want to just release it all. I just want to go crazy, do my hand movement, but um, I can still be able to control it. But anyway, enough about that. So middle school. When I was gonna start middle school, a week or actually 2 weeks before I started middle school, I was just nervous, very nervous. As soon as, and because like I was the oldest brother, like literally all my brothers were younger than me. Like I didn't have no friends, like I didn't have no relevant nobody that never went to middle school, and so I had to pretty much I have to. I'm the first only person in this family that gets to experience middle school on how it goes. How is middle school gonna go for me? Like I'm the first person to be able to go and see how middle school is for myself. That's what I'm trying to say. But obviously, everybody, all elementary, all fifth graders are, of course, they're all nervous. And that's the thing, everybody's also nervous. So I wasn't the only one. But however, though, the more I keep thinking, the more nervous I keep getting, the more negativity that's been going in my head. But we had this little thing. It's called Discover the Den. It's basically like an open house, but except for all students, and also it was in the daytime. Where all students from elementary school that just graduated 5th grade, they go into the middle school that they're assigned to, depending on the location that they live in. And the students from middle schools, I believe from either 7th or 8th grade, they give like a little tour around the middle school. What's it like? What are changes? What's it like what's it gonna be in middle school? And I understand that. Obviously, we all knew, and we need to know what's it like before we don't get confused on the first day. So I went there. I had a friend who, I'm not going to tell you what's his name, but unfortunately I stopped talking to him because I'll tell you more at the end. But he was pretty excited going to middle school because he wanted to. He was ready for bigger challenges in his life with middle school and education. Well, I was too, except that I was nervous because obviously there's going to be a lot of people from other elementary schools, a lot of students. So as soon as I was arriving to school and I went inside the middle school for discovered it then, all of a sudden, everything just went downhill. That's where, again, that's where I started. That's where I got my anxiety, and that's where it affected me to now. When I saw a lot of students from other elementary schools, I just can't believe it. Like, literally everything, all my hopes, all my dreams, all my reality just shuts down, and my mind just opens up in a new reality with anxiety. But during the Discover the Den, I, you know, I didn't say nothing to my parents or to the teachers. I remember one time when I was there to get my shirt and to, sign in or to see if my name was there. The teacher was he asked if I was all right. And also my parents asked if I was all right. I wasn't, but I didn't want to hurt their feelings, so I played along and I agreed and said yes. So, as soon as my parents left, and I went into the auditorium to start for the Discover the Dance, that's where I got even more nervous. Like, I didn't even know if I was going to do it. But I went in there, and there was a couple people that I know from my elementary school. They saw me, they called my name, and I sat next to them. It was all right. At least I had friends. At least I had someone to talk to. Well, not really, but during that Discover the Den, I just couldn't stop thinking about what was gonna happen. Like, I was still nervous. I was still scared. Like, everything was all new, and all my other friends, they didn't really care. Like, they just want to have fun. They were ready to begin, 6th grade, and also to other grade levels. But I didn't really care about that. All I mostly care about was my anxiety, was myself, pretty much. And it was no easier way for me to get along with others. I just basically just kept myself quiet. Like, I didn't really communicate with nobody. I tried to, but the thing is that anxiety was just controlling my mood. It was controlling my mind. It was controlling me, and it was, I was having internal conflicts, and I'll tell you more at the end, but I want to make sure that I have everything in order so that way you guys can understand. But yeah, so it was almost the end of the day of the Discover the Den. As soon as I went home, I felt safe. I felt quiet, or not quiet, but I felt relief that it was all over and that I had to go. But of course I have to go. On the first day of middle school, 6th grade, that's where I was very scared and nervous. It was just a new head start for me. Everything different. I'm no longer going to elementary school. And instead of walking, I had to take the bus, because before, when I was in elementary school, I was able to walk school, and obviously I got used to it. And obviously, since I was going to middle school, I haven't get used to it, so I had to get used to it by going on the bus and going to new schools, to new middle school. First day of school was okay, but not okay, as my parents would say. So, as soon as I got on the bus, morning, everything was just different. And then started my first day of school, was entering the building. You guys have no idea how scared I was. Like, everything was different. There was a lot of new students, there was a lot of people walking, there was lockers everywhere. I just didn't know where to begin. But I still went to my locker room, went to my homeroom teacher, went to all my classes, normal like other students. And pretty much for the whole year in my 6th grade, I didn't talk with anybody. I mean, I did, but I didn't really make friends. I didn't really communicate, because all that anxiety that I've been having, that's been attacking me, it changed my mood. Like, it literally changed my mood. Like, so literally, it's given me a negative sign. So what that means is that if I see a person and I want to talk with that person, or if I see a girl and I want to talk to that girl, the anxiety that I've been having, it sends a signal to my brain, and my brain tells me to not talk to that person because obviously negativity. So I'm trying to say is the mind, negative mind is telling me to not talk or else something bad happens. Pretty much, I've been overthinking negative stuff. Like I haven't been thinking positive stuff. I mean, I've been saying a lot of positive stuff to myself, and also I've been thinking positive stuff to myself that good things will happen. But it's just the negative was just so overpowering me that I couldn't do it, and I was scared to do it. Like it was changing my mood. Like it was holding me back from the stuff that I wanted to do. I didn't join any clubs. I didn't make any friends. I refused to talk with people. I just couldn't. Like it was just pulling me back, and um, and it happened 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, and middle school. And all the friends that I used to talk to back in elementary school, they were also different. They weren't the same because obviously we're growing up and we know we have different, mind goals, mindsets. I don't know why I keep saying mindsets. Different, like, um, different view. Different views. I'm trying to say, like, we're starting to think more adults, except we were still in middle school. We were still kids. Um, But the thing is that all the friends I used to talk to, let's just say they were more dirty minded, because they're starting to talk dirty and dirty stuff. And I didn't really understand that. Like one time I had a friend, I'm not going to tell you his friend, he asked me if I like P word, which y'all know what that means. And I didn't understand it because obviously I wasn't dirty minded. But he asked me if I liked that, and I didn't understand the question. And then everybody started making fun of me. They started laughing at me. And I was just like, what? I don't understand. Because obviously I wasn't into the new era, the new adulting. Well, not really adulting, but the new it's hard for me to explain because I keep overthinking right now. Because I have it, but it's hard for me to just put it in a sentence. Like the new grown-up views is what I'm gonna say. New grown-up views. Like I didn't understand it, and people they make fun of me because obviously I wasn't ready. Like I didn't understand it. I wasn't in a new grown-up view where people started to talk all gangster and all dirty and all that stuff. And I was just like, why are you all saying that stuff? Like we're just in middle school and already you guys are talking dirty. And not to mention, like, they have social medias already. Like, I don't even know. Because I didn't start using social media until I was, like, until, like, 2020 when I was about 17 years old. I know it's late. But I'll get to that in the end. And all these people, and it's not just him, but all the other people were also talking dirty. Like, they were talking a lot of stuff. And also, not to mention, like, so I heard that somebody said that they already lost their V card in middle school. Like, how? How is that possible? Like, we're just in middle school. Like, there's no way you can lose your V card already in middle school. And I was just like, wow. Like, how do these people do it, man? Like, the thing is that people, they have like they have their cool zone. You feel me? They have their little cool personality, and that's how they easily get attracted. Now that's how I apologize, but that's how they be able to do things that I never thought I couldn't do. Talk, hang out, and be in a relationship already. Like, it's just crazy, man. It really is. It really is crazy. But anyway, enough about that. So 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, all my middle school years, I survived. Like, I didn't make any friends. All the anxiety that I've been having it's been making me think negative stuff and causing me to overthink stuff, and it turns negative, and I couldn't do it. It's been holding me back. And also, not to mention, in in middle school, that's where I started to, well, 8th grade, that's where I began to refuse to do stuff, because after all the negative stuff that I've been thinking, that my mind's telling me that don't do that, and also all the overthinking of the negativities, it's been, I also, my mind was just controlling me, and also I refused to do it because the negative stuff that I've been thinking was just overpowering me, and it causing me to refuse the stuff that I want to do. For example, if I want to get a girlfriend, I uh, I refuse to talk to a girl to get a girlfriend. If I want to talk to, if I want to make friends, I refuse to make friends because of the negative stuff that's in my mind. If I wanted to, I don't know, join a club, do sports, be the cool kid, class president, I just couldn't, because all the negative stuff that I've been thinking, it's been pulling me back, and that's how I couldn't. I would. That's how I wasted my middle school years, because it's been pulling me back, and also, not to mention that I still had autism and anxiety, and it was still affecting me. But mostly anxiety was affecting me, and of course autism, because I couldn't control myself. Like, I was doing my hand movements and all, and it was hard for me to do it, but I do it anyway because it helps with my anxiety. But still, it was just very sad. Um, and not to mention all the chances that I wasted of me making friends, of me, getting a girlfriend from middle school was just horrible. It really was horrible. Um, but yeah, middle school was just horrible. But when I started high school, that's where it's a different level. Like, I'm talking like a different level, different, like everything different. That's where we're getting into the adults, because obviously, senior, 18 years old, you're an official, well, not official adult, but you're a grown up. Well, I don't know, just an official adult at the age of 18, senior. That's where a lot of people will start doing more crazy things, like driving, be able to drive, be able to smoke, be able to lose their V cars and all that stuff. And I just couldn't do it. I refused to do it. Like, literally, when I was starting freshman, I had the opportunity to. That's where I said to myself, Edwin, this is your chance to finally. I mean, you may not be able to get girls, or you may not be able to get the stuff that you wanted in middle school, but this is your opportunity. This is your last chance. High school. Um, so I was like, okay, sure. But it happens the same thing as middle school. I just refused. Negative stuff has been holding me back, and I just couldn't do it. And I didn't have friends. I couldn't make friends because obviously I didn't trust people, because the negative stuff, negative mind has been overpowering me, that I just couldn't. Like, I just couldn't. I refuse. All the negative stuff that's been telling me that I keep overthinking, also I just been refusing, because due to my negative um, due to my negative thoughts. Anyway, so freshman, it was just horrible. Didn't make friends. I mean, I was trying to fit in, but the thing is that I didn't have the cool zone like everybody else had, where they was able to dress up cool, where they were able to have the drip fit and all that stuff. Shoes, expensive shoes, Jordans, Nikes, etc. Like, I just didn't have that, because obviously I was broke back then, and also wasn't really into that. And obviously, because I just like to wear clothes that I usually like to wear, that I'm comfortable, like this shirt. And also, I realized that I didn't really need to dress like that. I mean, I could just be myself. But the problem is, it's not just that, it's just the anxiety that's been holding me back. It's been holding me back from the stuff that I wanted to do, from to get a girlfriend, to make friends, to to talk to people, to join sports, to do stuff that other people can, but I couldn't. It was just a messed up. It really is. And yes, it's all my fault. Okay, I refuse. It was all my fault. Anxiety was just pulling me back. It was causing me to do stuff, to not do the stuff that I want to do. I try to think positive. I try to do stuff, like I try to get help, but I also refuse. And also, it didn't work because obviously it was. I keep thinking to myself that it's a waste of time. That it's not gonna work, and it's just a waste. But anyway, though, yeah. So yeah, ninth grade was no good. Didn't make friends. Couldn't get a girlfriend. Um, like there was this one girl that I really liked. Like I really liked that. I wanted to talk with her, and I was very nervous and scared that I didn't know if she was gonna like me or not. And that's the thing that I've been having internal conflicts. That whether she's gonna like me or not, and that's where I've been having negative, bad internal conflicts, and I've been overthinking. That I've been holding it in. Like I was saying, that I was gonna talk with her tomorrow, but then I pushed it to another day, and then same thing to another day, next week, until I wasted all my chances and all my time that I had, all because I've been overthinking a lot in my negative stuff in my mind. By the time it was the last day of school for ninth grade, I was so angry and sad at how I wasted it all. Again, it is my fault. I wasted it. Anxiety was just overthinking me, or anxiety was pulling me, and also I've been overthinking a lot, and I just couldn't. However, I did forgot to mention, I had a case manager, middle school and high school, where obviously they had to check, and elementary school, where they had to check that I was doing okay, because obviously I was autistic and I needed special help, and they were all right. They were helping me. Middle school, I had one. High school, I had one. But the thing was that they weren't really helping me. Like, even though they said that they will help me, because when I was in school, I would have breakout rooms. I would have read alouds, because obviously I don't like the noise and tests, and how I get so impatient, and how I get so like just what's that word called? I keep forgetting. No, it's not impatient. It's like I don't know, man. I forgot. But how I get so no, I just forgot. But how I get so impatient with the noise and all, and obviously I have breakout rooms. So, at least my case manager, at least they had a job to help me to make sure that I was doing okay in school and that I had no problems. Which, I mean, they did ask me if I was okay, if I needed any extra help, or if I need any advice, to get along with others. I was like, no, I'm good. But at the same time, I regret it, because again, because I felt like I was gonna do it. Like I felt like I was doing it on my own, but I just blew my chance away, and I just didn't do it. But yeah, ninth grade was a waste. And what's crazy is that everybody else was doing crazy things at the age of 14 or at the age of 15 in ninth grade. Like they was able to smoke, they was able to hang out, they was able to lose their V card, they was able to do almost any crazy things. I think also driving, taking a driving class and all that stuff, getting the license and the permit and all that stuff. And I couldn't do it until when I was in junior. But anyway, so yeah, I finished my ninth grade until I move on to 10th grade. Now, here's the thing though. This is where everything went all of a sudden different, and almost a bigger upgradation. And that's where things got more downhill. During my sophomore, I had to move to another state, to here in NC, to start, because not start a new life, but my parents, when they bought their first house, move here for new house, new home, and all that stuff. And also when I started my sophomore year at a new high school, that's where everything was just my anxiety got even more worse. I was refusing to do a lot of stuff like most people were, and it was just madness, man. It was just ridiculous. But I'm still gonna say it anyway because I mean that's the point of making the video. During my sophomore year, again, didn't really talk with anybody. I was holding it in. I was refusing to do the stuff that I wanted to do. However, though, during my sophomore year, I did had a class where I never in my life thought that I was gonna take or was never gonna do, and that was weight training. Weight training was no good for me. Like it was no good for a sophomore. Like it was way too young. I was only 15 when I started weight training, and of course everybody else was also young. Some of them were like juniors and seniors, but a sophomore doing weight training, no. I mean, I think there were a couple of freshmen, but I don't know. But yeah, I was too young to do it, but I still do it. I did not enroll that class. The thing was that here, and obviously there were different new schools, new schedules. The classes that I had that I was gonna do it on my other high school got changed because some of the classes that I had were not, they didn't have it in the school here in NC, so obviously they just replaced it with a random class that I did not specifically choose. They just enrolled me there just so that I had a class and also not to waste my time. But yeah, I had weight training, and man, for a second I thought it was gonna help with my anxiety. Like at first I thought I was gonna get used to the school, but it just got even more worse. I was scared. I was gonna change it. I was gonna change to a new class, but it was too late because obviously we had like a little 2-week limit, a 2-week limits in order to change your class. But of course I was saying to myself that maybe weight training might help, or at least I did it just so that I can get big and have muscles and all. Like yeah, but let's just say that it was a big mistake for me. So I just did weight training. Surprisingly, however, I completed it. Like I completed that class. I was able to get out alive. Didn't make muscles, but at least I did got strong though. I really did. But still didn't really help me. I got even more scared because extra weights, it was making me anxious. Anxious, that's the word. That was the word I was looking for. But yeah, extra weights, all the people lifting weights and all that stuff, yelling, it was just making me so anxious and nervous. And at first I thought I was gonna get used to it. At first I thought I was gonna get used to school. I was able to lose my anxiety and all, and especially while I'm being autistic. But no, it just didn't. It just got even more worse. It got me more overthinking. It got me more worrying a lot that I couldn't do it. And it was just, I didn't do it. I just couldn't do it. So during the whole sophomore year, I just minding my own business. And also the bus. One thing that I also worry a lot is the bus. That got me even more anxious. That got me thinking more negative stuff. That just got me thinking just more negative stuff. It's the bus. Like I've been taking buses to school every morning, and sometimes I ask my mom to take me to school, to drive me to school, because I didn't really like going on the bus because there was a lot of students. And that's the thing, I was scared of people. I was scared of the students. I was scared of going on sitting next to people because of what they're gonna say to me, or they might do something to me, they might say something to me, because all the negative stuff that I've been thinking, it was just too much. But I still went in there because obviously I had to get to school, and also because there was no other transportation besides the bus before my mom helped me. But still, it was horrible. Like it was really horrible experience. Like if you have anxiety, you understand the pain and the feeling that you get, that you'll feel. But I still went there. Obviously, my parents told me, and also the school told me that if you want to learn how to start driving, then now's the time to learn. So, um, yeah, so 10th grade, I didn't really talk with anybody, didn't really have any friends. However, I did have a friend that lives, that's in my neighborhood, that lives across, but I'm not going to say his name, but he was actually related to one of my family members. And he was a really good person. He also has the same as I do, except he wasn't autistic. But he did have anxiety, and also he was very scared, and he was just anxious, nervous, and also going to school. However, he was older than me. We both got along, so at least it was there for me. But he wasn't. He was poor, but he was a very nice guy though. At least he got my back, and at least he's the only one person I can trust. But still, it wasn't enough. Um, he was also not. Sometimes it wasn't really helping because, let's just say that he couldn't drive to school, and that he also asked his mom to drive us to school, and he just didn't really have the. Holy crap, you guys! Yo, did y'all hear that? Anyway, oh my god. Okay, so yes, those were gunshots. Um, and that's also one thing that also gets me nervous. But anyway, so I finished sophomore and I was moving on to junior. Same thing, same BS. Didn't really talk with anybody. Anxiety was I was overthinking a lot. It was pulling me back. Um, but when I was in junior, I decided to sign up for driver's ed because I said to myself that, Edwin, I haven't accomplished anything. Like, I haven't joined any sports, I haven't made any friends or nothing. I gotta at least do something. And since I'm tired of riding the bus, I signed up for driver's ed because I want to learn how to drive. Be able to get my car, be able to move, and move on by myself. And I did. Um, you know, my driver's ed teacher, she was a Karen. I'm not gonna tell you her name, but obviously she wasn't really being a Karen. She was just being herself, I guess. She was just trying to toughen us up, but still, she was scary. And obviously, I have weak emotions that I easily get scared. I easily get scared for no matter what. Doesn't matter if it's one little mistake, like one little criticism. I get insanely sad. So like if someone says like, "Boy, you ugly," or "You stink," or "Man, why do you look like that?" Pretty much any small tiny criticism, I get sad right away. Like I instantly feel like I'm about to cry, and it's okay. I just hold it in, but still, I just scary. Anyway, though, as soon as I was starting, I was doing my driver's ed. Um, it got even more worse, more anxious, more anxiety, because obviously there are new rules that my teacher was saying. Um, that I really wanted to drive so badly, but the thing was that I was just I wasn't really paying attention to the class. Like I was just worrying about almost everything, like what time we're gonna leave, if I'm gonna pass or not. Like I just been overthinking a lot. Like like the teacher was so scary that I couldn't pass her class. She even says that if anybody has any problem disorder, like if anybody needs breakout room, just say it out loud so that I can get your name. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, she was very scary. She got me even more worse. I remember when I was taking a test for her, she had like a little makeup test. I had like a little makeup room. I didn't say anything though. She just called me out and she was like, "See, it's here that you're in a breakout room." But as soon as I went to her office to take the test for her first makeup test, because in total we had like three, and um, I was nervous, but I went in there, and she was just I don't know if she was playing around, but you know, I was just very scared because I didn't like her tone. I didn't like her voice, her attitude, nothing like that. But I went in there, and she asked to get the like a little cone. It's like a little thing to hold the door so it doesn't move. I was looking for it, and I didn't know where it was. And the teacher was like, wasn't really buying it. She was very scary. She got me scared for a little, and I didn't know what to do. And she was getting a little patient. I mean, she said that she was joking, but she just said it in this really deep voice. She said, "Listen to me. Get the cone right there." And I was just like so scared. Like I was so nervous. Like I wanted to cry so bad. Anxiety, autism was just ruining my whole life. It was ruining me. It was ruining. It was ruining me everything. It was ruining me a lot. And that's how I failed driver's ed, because I was scared. And also, same thing with junior. That's how I was able to, or that's how I didn't make any friends. Anxiety, autism, but mostly it was myself. It was my fault that was ruining me. That I also wasted on my tens. It was pulling me back from the stuff that I wanted to do. That's how I failed driver's ed, because I just couldn't keep up. Too much anxiety, too much stuff going on, and I still can't drive. For those that ask, I will soon though. I mean, it's just that I'm just letting y'all know that all the stuff, like all the stuff that I couldn't do, was reasons because of my anxiety, and you know, a little autistic. But I don't think there's not really a problem with much with that, because everybody has autism. But mostly it was myself. I was refusing a lot, you know, too much overthinking, and also it was too much negative stuff. It's been refusing me, like it's agreeing with me to refuse on the stuff that I wanted to do, like to not talk with anybody, to not retake driver's ed class, to not get a girlfriend, to not drive, and it was just too much. But yeah. By the time when COVID cut, by the time when COVID came in 2020, I would say March, that's where all of a sudden my anxiety and my autism, but mostly my anxiety, it went away, it went down. Um, Sorry for burping a lot. It's just that I have acid reflux, and it's also caused by my anxiety as I talk with you guys. But um, yeah, as soon as we had virtual learning, I was happy, relief. I was like, thank God, I don't have to go to school. I don't have to deal with people. But at the same time, I was very depressed and sad because, like, not to mention that I wasted all my chances on getting a girlfriend, talking with people, to be able to drive and all. And you know, it was just sad, very sad. Um, that I couldn't. But you know, during virtual learning, I was happy and sad at the same time. Happy because I didn't have to worry about going to school. I didn't have to deal with anybody. I could just stay at home and chill out. But sad because I wasted all my chances and all my opportunities on getting a girlfriend, making friends, all because I refused, and also because I've been overthinking a lot. But yeah, as soon as I finish, as soon as I finish junior, I move on to my senior year. And by the way, my grades, you know, classes and all my schoolwork, it didn't really affect me. Like I was able to do that perfectly fine. I was able to pass some quizzes, some tests, was able to do my work in peace. But it's just that the people and everything was just, I just couldn't. That's where it causes more of my anxiety. But work and classwork and all that stuff, exams and tests, I wasn't really, I was cool with that, okay? I didn't really need to be anxious or be nervous for that, but it's just that the people. So, but yeah, senior year, it was still during the pandemic. 2020 was a horrible, crazy year, but 2021, it was sort of an okay, I guess. But 2021, last year, senior year, I made it to the end. I made it to my final grade level in education. I was excited, but also I was nervous because that's where I actually needed to take care. That's when I needed to start worrying about my grades. I know I said that I didn't have to worry about the grades and all my tests and all my quizzes in the past because I was young. Well, not young. Well, I was young, but back when I was in a low grade level, like freshman, middle school, and all that stuff. But in senior, it was my last opportunity. And fun fact, I never failed a grade. I never repeated. I never got detentions or ISS or OSS, none of that stuff. Like, I survived and I passed all. Like, it's just crazy. And despite all the problems that I had, I didn't thought I was going to do it, but I did. But the sad part is that, didn't have support, didn't have friends, couldn't drive. Yeah. So, yeah, senior year, I was able to complete it even during virtual learning. The problem though is that, of course, I didn't make friends. I couldn't make friends because everybody was far away from me. And of course, I didn't trust anybody. But yeah, it was pretty crazy. But still, on June 4th, I believe, June 5th, June 4th, one of those days last year, I graduated. I got my diploma and I was able to do what I want. But still, even when I was finished with high school, I still had anxiety with me. I still had problems. I was still anxious. But at the same time, I was also just angry and frustrated on all the stuff that I didn't do, like most people would have done. Like during their high school years or during the, high school, that was able to drive, it was able to get their license. Like all the friends that I know, well, not friends, but all the people that I know from my high school that was able to do all the things that I couldn't do. It was just very just sad and also frustrated, and also of course I was jealous, but at the same time it was all my fault because it was mostly because I refused, but mostly because I've been overthinking a lot. And also all the anxiety and all the stuff that I had, it was pulling me back from the stuff that I wanted to do in life. Like pretty much, even though like I couldn't do much anything at all, even when I finished high school, like I didn't I didn't want to go to college because the problems, the anxiety that I have. Because obviously, for the record though, I didn't really have a dream to go there because one, I had my actual real dream, and it's just to be myself. But however, I still do work. I'm still working. I'm still doing what I gotta do. At least I'm doing something. Same thing with, I'm planning on getting a car real soon, but first I gotta get a permanent, and I'm still working on that currently. you know, it's also pulling me back from the stuff that I wanted to do, like, go to the store, be able to go to the store by myself or go out in public. But it's just that all that stuff, like the anxiety since middle school, was just following me, and it was pulling me back from the stuff that I wanted to do or the stuff that I needed to do. And it was just frustrating, because I was very tired. And, it's to the point where I realized that I wasted all my tens since I was 11 years old. I wasted it all because I've been overthinking, all because just, it was all my fault, okay? That's all I was trying to say. And yeah, yeah. Ooh, that was a long story, but not to mention that's a long video I ever recorded on my channel. Holy crap. Yeah, I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, that's how I wasted my tens. That's how so much I regret it. Like, I really wish that I can go back and be able to relive and be able to refix my stuff that I wanted to do. I wish I can. I wish I could, but there's no way that I can't. because obviously there's no possibility of doing it. And, you know, it was just frustrating. But I have to live on the life how it goes, which is right now. I'm still young though, you know. I mean, y'all probably gonna say like, Edwin, can you still stop complaining? Like you're still young, you still got a lot of stuff to do, and you know I understand that. But my main concern is that I did not accomplish the stuff that I wanted to do during my teen years and during my middle school and high school, like most other people do. That was just to interact with others, to make friends, to drive and all. Pretty much do basic young teenage years, and I just blew it away. I couldn't. And again, it's all my fault, okay? It's not your fault. It's not the world's fault. It's all my fault, okay? I it was my I refused doing stuff, and it led me to this right here. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's how I wasted my tens. And kids, for those that are, if you're in your tens, like doesn't matter if you're about to turn 10 years old, if you're entering your teen years, if you're in the teenage years, doesn't matter what you have, like I do, like if you're autistic or if you have anxiety or if you have any problems, please try to enjoy it, okay? Try to enjoy your years before it's too late, because again, you only live once. You only live once. There's no second chances. If you messed up, that's how life goes. Like I've been seeing other people's, they were also wasting their time. Like go outside, you know, do something that you love to do. As a matter of fact, you know, if you have a dream that you want to chase and you want to do it right now, but you're scared because you feel like you might mess up, don't wait. Go for it. Do it right now. Because, hey, the younger you do it, the better you'll have a better future life ahead of you. Well, me, I wasted it. And I forgot to mention that, you know, all the anxiety that I had because I was working with school and stuff, I wanted to become a YouTuber a long time ago, but I couldn't because, you know, I was worried, you know, with school, and anxiety and people and all the stuff that life was going on around me. And, you know, it was delaying me. Like it was holding me back from what I wanted to do. And that's why I couldn't make any videos besides this one, and how I couldn't, you know, be able to be my real self, be able to do some gameplays and pretty much the stuff that I love to do. But I don't know if I should be a YouTuber. I don't know, but yeah, that's pretty much, like I said, I was gonna be a YouTuber, but it also was pulling me back, and you know, it's just pulling me back from the stuff that I wanted to do, and it was all my fault because I refused it, and yeah, that's pretty much all I can say. Long video, eh? But yeah, there you have it. That's my story on how I wasted my tens, and hopefully this video will help you out, and so that you guys don't end up like me, and also so that you guys, you know, don't be able to leave empty-handed, like meaning that so that you guys can be able to accomplish or at least do something in your 10, you know, be able to do stuff so that you don't mess up. And that's pretty much all I can say. So yeah, this video was kind of like to explain to how I wasted my 10s. It's kind of like explaining how a person wasted their 20s, but instead, you know, I explained to y'all how I wasted my 10s because, you know, there's a lot of people that they wish they could go back as a teenager, because that's like probably in your teenage years and also in your young 10s, it's probably like the special age that everybody wishes they could go back to, because that's where they done a lot of crazy shit like hanging out, getting high, going to parties, you know, being lit, being all cool and all that stuff. But for me, nope, I wasted it all. And you already know the reason why. And I'm tired of repeating myself. So yeah, please enjoy it before it's too late. If you have problems, at least try to get help. At least just talk to somebody. At least try, okay? Don't hold it back. Like, just do it. And if you fail, if you mess up, it's okay. Move on. Like, if you ask a girl out and she rejects you, then it's fine. Ask another girl. And same thing with friends. Make friends, and if they don't like you, then find make another friend. Just don't overthink, okay? Don't let anxiety attack you, because if it attacks you, then the negative attacks you and it attacks your whole mind. No, so yeah, please don't waste it. Doesn't matter if you're a boy or girl, tall, short, skinny, fat, ugly. Doesn't matter, handsome. It doesn't matter who you are. Please enjoy it before it's too late, or else you don't want to end up like me, a wasted 10s or teenage years or whatever. But anyway, that's my story and how I wasted it all. I know this video is now going to go an hour. It's like 55 minutes, but yeah, if you have any questions, comments, or concern, or you want to say something, just comment down below. And have any questions or anything you want to say, again, comment down below. Or if you have the same experience like I do, just also comment down below. This has been your boy Edwin B, signing off. And yeah, stay safe, take care, and as always, thanks for watching. Peace, love, and as always, I'll holler at you back. Take care.